Imagine stepping onto a cruise ship, stomach rumbling, ready to conquer that endless buffet, only to realize you've been missing out on insider-only perks, secret dishes, and even hidden dining rules the crew will never announce. Most passengers eat the same predictable food without knowing the best-kept tricks hiding in plain sight. Some of these buffet secrets can save you money, get you fresher food, and even unlock items that aren't on display. Stick with me until the end, because secret number 7 shocks even loyal cruisers who thought they knew it all. The first 15-minute rule here is the truth. Cruise ship buffets are only at their best for the first 15 minutes after they open. Most passengers stroll in casually, thinking the food will stay fresh all day. But on ships like Royal Caribbean and Carnival, the carving stations, fresh fruit, and even the premium bread disappear fast. Picture this: it's sea-day brunch. You walk into the Windjammer buffet 30 minutes late, expecting that perfect roast beef. Instead, you get thin slices, the fat has dried out, and the juicy center is long gone. The people who arrived right when the doors opened? They're the ones enjoying the best cuts, the freshest eggs, and fruit that hasn't been picked over. This matters because once food sits under heat lamps, quality plummets. Fries turn limp. Scrambled eggs go rubbery. Desserts lose their shine. And when trays run low, staff sometimes stretch portions until the next batch is ready, meaning you'll wait or settle for scraps. Most cruisers never notice this pattern, but crew members time their breaks for it. They know those first few minutes are golden. Pro tip: check your daily planner for buffet opening times. Don't wander in late. Be there as the doors open. You'll get the freshest, hottest food, avoid long lines, and unlock the cruise buffet at its absolute best. Secret breakfast menu items: most cruisers don't realize this. The breakfast buffet doesn't show you everything that's actually available. What you see in those hot trays is just the public menu. The real gems are hidden, available only if you know to ask. Here's a real example. On Carnival, you'll see scrambled eggs, sausage links, and pancakes piled high. But if you ask at the egg station, they can whip up eggs Benedict or perfectly poached eggs, items that never sit out on display. Royal Caribbean has something similar. Beyond the omelet bar, chefs can prepare fried eggs to order or even make specialty breakfast sandwiches that aren't in the line at all. The catch? If you don't ask, you'll never know. Most passengers settle for whatever looks hot and ready, while just a few savvy cruisers enjoy fresh, custom plates straight from the galley. Why does this matter? Breakfast is one of the easiest meals to elevate. Instead of dry scrambled eggs under a heat lamp, you could be eating something prepared just for you. Hot, fresh, and exactly how you like it. And here's the insider secret. Crew don't advertise this because it slows down the flow. Buffets are designed to keep crowds moving quickly, so they only highlight the grab-and-go items. Pro tip: skip the lukewarm trays. Head straight to the omelet or egg station, smile, and politely ask, "Can you make me your request?" You'll start your cruise day with a plate most passengers don't even know exists. Crew-only fresh batches here is an insider truth. The food you see on the buffet line isn't always the freshest food available. Crew members know this, and they often bypass the trays entirely. Instead, they head straight to the galley for a brand new batch, pulled directly from the kitchen. Picture this: you're on MSC, craving naan bread from the buffet's Indian station. What you see under the lamp is dry, stiff, and clearly past its prime. But if you watch closely, you'll notice staff walking back with hot, steamy baskets straight from the oven, items passengers never even knew were still being made. The crew isn't eating the stale version. They're grabbing the good stuff. Why does this matter? Because cruise buffets serve thousands of people every day. Food can sit out for long stretches, and once it does, the texture and flavor go downhill fast. Passengers who accept what's in front of them end up with soggy fries, chewy bread, or meat that's dried out. Meanwhile, those who ask the right question enjoy restaurant-quality food, fresh off the grill. The catch? Staff won't volunteer this unless you speak up. The default is to let passengers take what's already out. Pro tip: if a dish looks tired, pizza, fries, even grilled chicken, don't settle. Ask politely, "Will a fresh batch be coming out soon?" 9 times out of 10, the crew will happily grab it for you. That's how you eat like an insider at the cruise buffet. The fruit and seafood swap: most passengers never realize this. Some of the best buffet items never make it out to the main line, unless you know to ask. Cruise lines often hold back premium fruits and seafood for special occasions, theme nights, or to keep portions under control. For example, on Norwegian Cruise Line, shrimp cocktail is typically reserved for formal nights. But here's the secret. If you ask nicely at the buffet, staff can often bring you a plate early, pulled right from the galley. The same goes for fruit. Watermelon, mango, or dragon fruit may not be on the trays during a normal lunch, but crews sometimes set them aside for evening displays. Loyal cruisers who know the trick get these items while everyone else walks away with just melon cubes and canned pineapple. Why does this matter? Because variety is part of the cruise dining experience. You're paying for options, and yet most people only get the standard rotation. The premium foods? They're behind the scenes. And once those items hit the themed buffet later, they vanish within minutes. Here's the catch. Crew don't advertise this because they'd be flooded with requests. But a polite, respectful question, will there be shrimp later? Or, do you have any fresh fruit coming out? Often works wonders. Pro tip, if you want to elevate your buffet plate, don't settle for what's visible. Ask. The best seafood and fruit are often just a request away. Custom plate requests here as a buffet hack most cruisers don't know. You don't have to accept food exactly as it is served in the trays. Crew can prepare simpler, cleaner versions of many dishes if you ask. Think about Carnival's buffet. You'll see trays of chicken smothered in sauce or drenched in gravy. That's what most passengers scoop up. But behind the counter, the chef is working with plain grilled chicken breasts before they're dressed up. If you ask politely, they can serve you the plain version, juicy, hot, and much healthier. The same goes for pasta. Instead of grabbing a heavy Alfredo, you can ask for plain noodles with olive oil. Most cruisers never do this. They assume the buffet is take it or leave it. The result? People end up eating meals that are greasier, saltier, or heavier than they'd like, and by day 3, they're complaining about feeling sluggish. Meanwhile, the savvy few are getting custom plates made to order, and nobody else even realizes it's possible. This matters because on a week-long cruise, your food choices affect your energy. If you're bogged down by heavy buffet meals, you'll feel it during shore excursions or long sea days. Pro tip, at carving stations, grill stations, or pasta bars, simply say, "Could I get that plain, without the sauce?" Or, "Can you make me a fresh plate with just?" You'll eat better, feel better, and still enjoy the buffet without the post-meal slump. The dessert delay trick. Here's something cruisers almost never catch. The best desserts at the buffet don't come out when the doors open. They're deliberately delayed. Picture this. You're on Royal Caribbean, excited for dessert after lunch. You rush in as soon as the buffet opens, pile your plate with cheesecake, only to realize that's the only dessert available. 30 minutes later, the crew rolls out chocolate soufflé, tiramisu, and a tray of fresh fruit tarts, and you've already left. It's not an accident. Cruise lines stagger desserts to control crowd flow and reduce waste. If they put everything out at once, the popular items would vanish in minutes, and latecomers would be furious. Why does this matter? Because most passengers never time their dessert runs. They either grab what's there too early or miss the real highlights completely. Loyal cruisers know that the second wave of desserts is where the best stuff hides. And here's the kicker. Crew members often hold back fan favorites until the first rush clears. That's when you see the chocolate lava cake or the pies that disappear in seconds. Pro tip, don't settle for the first round of sweets. Instead, plan to revisit the buffet 30 to 40 minutes after it opens. That's when the premium desserts quietly appear, and you'll score the treats most passengers never even knew existed. Hidden ice cream hacks. Most cruisers think the soft serve machine is the only ice cream option on the ship. Vanilla, chocolate, or maybe a swirl. That's it. But here's the secret. Many cruise lines keep premium, scoopable ice cream in the galley, and they'll serve it if you know to ask. Take Royal Caribbean, for example. Passengers line up for soft serve cones by the pool, often watered down and half melted. Meanwhile, just a few steps away in the buffet, staff have access to tubs of real ice cream, strawberry, cookies and cream, sometimes even gelato. But they don't advertise it. Why? Because if everyone knew, the line would stretch out the door. The difference is huge. That soft serve is made from mix and air. It melts instantly in the Caribbean heat. But the scoop ice cream? It's richer, creamier, and tastes like a real dessert. Crew members and frequent cruisers know where to find it, while first-timers settle for whatever comes out of the machine. This matters because dessert is one of the highlights of cruising. You're paying for unlimited dining. So why limit yourself to the basics when the premium option is right there? Pro tip: next time you're at the buffet, skip the machine. Ask a crew member, "Do you have real ice cream today?" If they nod, you're about to unlock a sweet perk most passengers never even discover. Beverage station secrets. Here's what most passengers miss. The buffet beverage stations actually offer more than what's printed on the buttons. Everyone sees water, lemonade, and maybe iced tea, but hidden extras are often built right in, and the crew will never announce it. Take Carnival, for example. At first glance, the dispenser looks basic: lemonade, water, and maybe fruit punch. But regulars know some machines have secret syrup buttons, unlabeled, that add flavors like raspberry or peach. On Royal Caribbean, you'll sometimes find hot chocolate packets tucked near the coffee station, but they disappear fast if you don't grab them early. And here's the real gem. On certain sailings, iced tea comes in multiple blends, but only if you ask the staff to switch it over. Why does this matter? Because drinks are where cruise lines quietly save money. If you only grab soda or plain water, you're missing out on free options that are actually included in your fare. Meanwhile, savvy cruisers enjoy flavored teas, hot chocolate, and custom mixes without paying a dime extra. The catch is, crew don't promote it. They want to keep the lines moving and push passengers toward the bar for premium sales. Pro tip: don't just take the first button you see. Explore every drink machine. Ask crew if they have extra flavors, and always check for hidden hot chocolate near the coffee station. It's an easy way to level up your buffet drink game without spending a cent. International cuisine rotation. Most cruisers walk the buffet line once and assume they've seen everything. Big mistake. What you don't realize is that cruise buffets quietly rotate international dishes, sometimes just once per voyage, and if you miss it, it's gone for good. Take MSC, a line known for global flavors. One afternoon, the lunch buffet might look ordinary: burgers, pasta, salad. But tucked at the far end, a full Indian spread with butter chicken, dal, and fresh naan. The catch? It might only appear that one day. On Royal Caribbean, you might find Jamaican jerk chicken at lunch or Asian stir-fry at dinner, but not every day, and often without any announcement in the daily planner. Here's the consequence. Passengers who don't explore settle for the safe choices, like pizza or fries, while foodies score authentic dishes they'll never see again during the sailing. Crew members know when these rotations happen, but they won't broadcast it over the loudspeaker. It's meant to spread out traffic, not create a stampede. And here's the kicker. Sometimes the unique dishes run out early, replaced by filler items like pasta or rice. If you don't grab them right away, you'll never know they were there. Pro tip: don't just stop at the first tray. Walk the entire buffet line every meal, even if you think you know what's there. That's how you find the hidden international gems most passengers completely overlook. Late-night leftovers reimagined. Here's a buffet secret almost nobody talks about. What you see at the midnight buffet isn't always new food. It's often the day's leftovers, cleverly repurposed into something completely different. For example, on Norwegian Cruise Line, that roast beef from dinner? By midnight, it's been sliced thin and turned into hearty sandwiches. On Carnival, leftover pasta shows up again in baked casseroles or as part of the late-night pizza toppings. It's not a bad thing. It's smart food management. But most passengers don't realize they actually getting an upgraded version of lunch or dinner. Why does this matter? Because late-night buffets have a reputation for being limited or low quality. So many cruisers skip them. But in reality, this is where the chefs get creative. They transform what's left into comfort food: sliders, wraps, nachos, or even breakfast for dinner spreads. If you pass it by, you're missing out on some of the most surprising and satisfying food of the whole sailing. Here's the catch: those items don't last long. Once the repurposed trays are gone, staff usually don't remake them. That's why savvy night owls head down right when the buffet opens. Pro tip: if you're up late, don't assume it's just pizza and fries. Check the buffet at midnight sharp. You might find hidden gems, creative dishes that never appeared earlier, that disappear just as fast as they arrived. The salad bar secret weapons. Here's the buffet trick most cruisers miss. The salad bar isn't just lettuce and toppings. It often hides some of the most premium items on the ship. Take Royal Caribbean's Windjammer, for example. Passengers pile up iceberg lettuce, cucumbers, and ranch dressing. But look closely, and you might spot smoked salmon tucked between the cheese cubes or slices of prosciutto folded in beside the croutons. On Carnival, I've seen blocks of brie or feta presented on the salad line, completely overlooked while people rush to the hot trays. And here's the sneaky part. These premium proteins don't always show up on the main buffet at all. Why does this matter? Because these hidden gems can completely change your cruise meals. Instead of filling up on fried food and carbs, you can build a plate loaded with quality proteins, salmon, ham, gourmet cheese. That rivals the sit-down dining room. Most passengers miss it because they treat the salad bar like filler. The catch? These items run out fast. Once that smoked salmon tray is picked clean, it might not be replaced until the next day. Crew know this, which is why you often spot them sneaking a quick plate from the salad section during breaks. Pro tip: always scan the salad bar before you decide on your meal. Look for the premium proteins, cheese, cured meats, even seafood, that other passengers ignore. It's the easiest way to upgrade your buffet without waiting in line for the main stations. Allergy and dietary power moves. Most passengers with food restrictions think they're stuck with boring buffet choices. But here's the truth. Cruise buffets stock allergy-friendly and special diet items. You just have to know how to unlock them. Picture this. A gluten-free cruiser walks through Carnival's buffet, sees nothing but pasta and bread, and resigns themselves to salad and fruit. What they don't realize is that gluten-free bread, pasta, and even desserts are kept in the back, stored separately for safety. The same goes for dairy-free milk or sugar-free desserts. Royal Caribbean often carries soy milk, almond milk, and egg-free bread, but you won't see it on display. Crew bring it out only if asked. Why does this matter? Because cruising is about indulgence and variety, not restriction. If you settle for what's visible, you'll feel like your diet limits your experience. Meanwhile, informed cruisers enjoy full meals tailored to their needs, simply because they spoke up. Here's the catch. You need to let staff know early. If you wait until halfway through the cruise, supplies might already be limited. Crew members track demand, and if they know about you on day one, they'll make sure those items are stocked for the rest of the voyage. Pro tip: as soon as you board, visit the buffet and introduce yourself to the head server. Explain your dietary needs politely. Then, each meal, ask if they have gluten-free bread, dairy-free desserts, or allergy-safe alternatives. You'll eat better, feel better, and cruise like an insider. Crew-only dining knowledge. Here is a secret almost no passenger knows. Crew members talk about which buffet dishes are worth eating and which ones to avoid. They know exactly what's fresh, what's filler, and what to skip. On Carnival, for instance, crew often warn each other about the fried fish. Early in service it's crispy, but by mid-meal, it turns soggy and oily. On MSC, staff know the pasta trays are hit or miss, but the pizza coming fresh from the galley is always a safe bet. And here's the insider move. Watch what crew grab during breaks. If they're bypassing the buffet staples and heading straight for the carving station, that's your sign. Why does this matter? Because passengers waste precious plate space on mediocre food. You end up with cold fries or dry chicken while better options sit untouched further down the line. Crew aren't guessing. They see what's cooked fresh and what's been recycled, so their choices are a cheat sheet. The catch is, crew will never announce this to you. They're trained to keep the line moving and let passengers serve themselves without bias. But if you pay attention, their habits tell you everything. Pro tip: next time you're in the buffet, take a second to observe what the crew eats when they grab a quick plate. Use that as your roadmap. If it's good enough for them, it's usually the best food on the ship. Premium coffee access. Here is a buffet secret most passengers completely miss. You don't have to settle for that bitter, watered-down coffee in the self-serve machines. Many ships keep premium coffee, espresso, cappuccino, even lattes, just behind the counter, and you can get it if you know to ask. On MSC, for example, the buffet machines pour a basic brew that tastes like it's been sitting for hours. But staff often have access to barista-style coffee from the dining room or cafe. If you ask politely, they can fill your cup with the good stuff. No extra charge. On Royal Caribbean, servers sometimes pour freshly brewed coffee from carafes for themselves, while passengers line up at the dispensers without realizing there's a better option within reach. Why does this matter? Because your mornings set the tone for the day. A weak cup of coffee can drag down your energy, especially if you've got an early shore excursion. Meanwhile, insiders are sipping smooth cappuccinos and strong espresso, starting the day right without paying bar prices. The catch? Crew won't offer this unless you ask, because if every passenger lined up for cappuccinos, service would grind to a halt. It's an unspoken perk reserved for those in the know. Pro tip: when you're at the buffet in the morning, skip the machine. Ask a crew member, do you have cappuccino or fresh coffee? More often than not, they quietly pour you a better cup, and you never go back to the self-serve dispenser again. The quiet buffet zone. Here, a secret even veteran cruisers overlook. Most ships have a secondary buffet area that serves the same food, but with a fraction of the crowds. On Royal Caribbean, for example, everyone piles into the Windjammer at breakfast. Lines snake around the omelet station, people fight for tables, and it feels like chaos. But tucked away in the Solarium Cafe is a smaller buffet with nearly identical options: eggs, fruit, pastries, served in peace and quiet. Carnival ships often have hidden upstairs sections in the Lido marketplace, where you'll find the same trays, but with empty seating. MSC sometimes splits the buffet into forward and aft sections, yet most passengers never realize they can simply walk to the other side for a calmer experience. Why does this matter? Because time is everything on a cruise. Wasting 20 minutes waiting in line for toast or coffee cuts into your shore day, your pool time, or your relaxation. And let us be honest, no one wants to start their morning stressed out and squeezed into a noisy buffet. The catch? Cruise lines don't advertise these quiet zones. They want to keep traffic predictable, so most people just follow the crowd to the busiest section. Pro tip: on embarkation day, take 10 minutes to explore the buffet layout. Find out if there's a second line, an upstairs seating area, or a hidden cafe. When the masses are elbow to elbow at breakfast, you'll be enjoying the same food in peace. So now you know, the cruise buffet isn't just what you see laid out in front of you. From hidden breakfast menus and crew-only fresh batches, to late-night leftovers turned into brand-new dishes, and even secret premium coffee hiding behind the counter, there are layers of dining most passengers never discover. Remember, these aren't just fun tricks. They save you time, they get you fresher food, and they help you cruise smarter. The difference between waiting in long lines for soggy fries and sitting down with shrimp cocktail and a cappuccino? It's knowing the secrets. And now you do. If you picked up even one new tip today, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel for more insider cruise strategies, and drop a comment below with your favorite buffet hack or one you plan to try on your next sailing. I read every single one, and your tip might end up in a future video.